said you gotta keep fighting. And even though it gets hard, it's gonna get hard. You gotta keep striving. But you gotta keep striving. Through the fears and the loss, so the tears won't turn off. No cares, your heart's crying. Yes, hold on to his words. Lean on him. It gets better.
The toughest war you ever face will be domestic. It's elementary. It's been this way for centuries. Cold War was raised against us. Take off them blinders, you will see. That it ain't about them gas prices. It's all about who whip the nicest. All about them deals on bundles. Arrow fleet don't make them up. Face beating red bottoms. Dead beats we hear about them. Fitted up from head to toe, but never had their children's do. Wonder why they dying by the dozens, but it's simple, yo. Just listen. It's time we stop ignoring facts. It's time we take our family back. Fix the root and then attack. Stop making moves without a plan. Control emotions, then we stand. Calling on my kingdom and to come together. Take this land. We gotta fight, our future depends. Get the head back in order, cause that's where it begins. Invest your all into your garden, water the roots to the end. Nurture the family tree and let the fruit feed all men. Just listen.
Though this life gets tough, said you gotta keep fighting. And even though it gets hard, you gotta keep striving.
Welcome to another episode of A Mile in My Shoes, where we ask the question, how can we say we know someone if we've never heard their story? Yo, my big brother got called into work, but we got a special treat for y'all. We want to bless y'all timeline with a little bit of Humbreezy, man. Do y'all mind? Do y'all mind? Without any further ado, I'd like to welcome this lovely woman to the stage. Y'all make some noise for Breezy. Hi, how are you, lady?
Hello, everyone. Hey, babe. How are you?
First of all, I want to say I hope everybody had an amazing Father's Day. Shout out to all our fathers out there. Shout out to the older, to the younger, those that have gone away. Shout out to all y'all. We salute y'all for everything y'all do. Look, we said we still want to come give some love to y'all. Look, so what's popping? What's on your mind? What you want to talk about today, babe? Let's talk.
Well, I definitely want to tell you Happy Father's Day. Look, one of the best to ever do it that I ever witnessed, for sure.
Look, I appreciate that. I fully appreciate. Shout out to everybody. We see y'all hopping on. Look, who we got to do is Cassandra O'Neill. How are you doing? So, what would you like to discuss today? Being as though it's Father's Day, I'm gonna ask you first. What are some qualities you see in a good father?
Cool.
Feel free to tune in and let us know any questions y'all got, any comments y'all got. We just on here talking and spreading love, man. Let's talk, man.
So, okay, qualities of a good father. For one, just presence. You know, I think being there is huge because it changes the reality of a kid whenever they are exposed to the presence of a man and a father at that, you know. So being present is a mark of a good father.
I dig that. I'm gonna let you take the stage with the next question. We're gonna bounce this thing back and forth. And if y'all got questions, y'all feel free to chime in at any time, man. Shout out Miss Katina. Thank you again for the lovely message. Look, that blessed me. Shout out Big Nate. I see you on there. What question you got for me, wife?
All right. So look, we walking a mile in the shoes of a father.
Yeah.
Tell me, what was it like for you, like when you first became a father, like being a beginning father? What were those feelings that you experienced in those moments?
Oh, that's mom. What up, mom? Look, I didn't know. Look, she all jigged up in the picture.
I know, she looking young, like a spring chicken in that picture. Look, okay.
I had to look close. Close. Run that by
I didn't recognize it. Look, she was looking a little spiffy in that picture.
Look, I had to lean in real quick, man.
Yeah.
Had the hairdo up and whatnot. All right, mom. Hey, somebody get mom.
We not mad at that. We applaud it.
Somebody get mom a bodyguard real quick, man. So you said, what was it like the beginning of being a father?
Yeah.
Hmm. The beginning of being a father. Um, number one, it was very, very life changing. It was very life changing. Uh, I won't say I was scared, being as though I always had a father that was there my whole entire life. To me, it was just like rites of passage. It was nothing to be afraid of. Uh, we were trained by a great dad who instilled a lot of stuff in us. It was no fear. It wasn't like, oh, I'm nervous. It's just I was ready. I was ready. It was no fear at all. And how can I say this? It gave me a whole new burst to strive to become even better in every area of my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Okay. 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 So, from a woman's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
uh, what do you believe? This is what I want to know because I'm gonna speak on the men's side.
Okay.
What do you believe some of the hardest tasks of being a father is? What are some of the hardest tasks that
Hmm.
fathers face? Ooh.
Now, of course, I'm answering this question from the outside in, but um, to me, because of to me, I would say balancing societal pressure with sometimes what their child actually needs. So there's a lot of pressure societal for like dads to be providers and
Mm.
to, make money, and even in some sense to be disciplinarians. And I think sometimes it takes away the space for dads to be nurturers and to actually just build those solid relationships with their kiddos, because sometimes society puts all kind of other pressures on dads to fill other roles.
Yeah.
So a
Mm.
dad, it's hard for a dad to find the space, because even in certain things, because of the pressure of, okay, if you're a dad, people don't look at you as a good dad unless you producing this major athlete, or so you have some dads turn into super coach, but they may not have a relationship with their kid. So they do basketball camps, I coach your football team, I'm in the yard throwing the ball, I'm pushing you, I'm pulling the best out of you. And then dad becomes more of a coach than actually that relationship as a father too,
Mm.
or even in churches. Okay, the pressure there is my kid has to be saved, my kid has to be in the Lord. So I'm like trying to beat the Bible into you, but I'm not really having conversations and talking and so I think a lot of times a lot of pressure
Yeah.
comes on dads to do this or that or to be that. And sometimes they have to live up to that so much that they don't get to do just a mom could just sit on the couch and just hold her baby and just rock them. And a 10-year-old kid will go up to their mom and just sit in her lap and be held and do this and do that and do this. But dads don't necessarily get that all the time.
That's good right there. That's good right there. I'm gonna pass the mic to you. Go on with your next question. I like that. Look, that's some good insight right there, man.
Okay.
I got my little notepad on the side on the cool. Don't tell nobody though. Take my notes.
So what has been well, I'm gonna go easy first, and I'm gonna save my other question for later.
Oh Lord.
What has been the best part of being a dad for you?
Whoo. The best part of being a dad for me. Hmm. I would have to say going through the healing process to almost like give your younger self something you need, if that makes sense.
Mm.
Yeah, because it's when you have little ones, they truly are little parts of you. So with fathers, especially with sons, if done the right way, you can truly see yourself in them, and you really know those needs and that language they speak and the whole nine. So you can really, like you said, nurture them as needed if you take the time and actually do what you was just explaining about. But you can do it from a healthy way. So it's cool. It's cool to watch like a younger you, like growing up in a healthier way. Like, say for instance, I give an example. Like knowing that I didn't hop off the porch with sports till 12. And
Mm-hmm.
I started to play everything. So watching my son grow up and knowing it's like he gonna like to do art. He loved art. I was able to do the art with him. Oh, he gonna like to do uh the sword fight. He likes to do the imaginary. He likes to do the scientific stuff. And and not going that route, like you said, with I'm gonna force you to do sports and to become this whatever. No, me knowing myself and knowing how I was, and sports came late. I'm like, oh no, I know exactly how it is. So when you buy that first art set and he like, and then he's stuck on the ground for like 5 weeks straight, you like, yeah. So it's just being able to do that nurturing to your younger self in a healthy way. Like I said, it's pretty cool to be able to like nurture like a younger version of yourself. It's cool.
Nice. So I have
The
another
dads
question.
can relate. The dads can
I have
relate.
another question. I have another question. And shout out to Chris on here, pastor, uh, a single father holding it down in his life. Got to give shout out to Chris. Um,
What's going on, Chris?
Shout out to our sister, Pastor Shadana. Um, Wait, okay,
No,
I'm gonna
hold on. We
take.
got a question. We got a question.
Okay, so
I'm
before
gonna
I,
let.
and I'm gonna
Go
put a
ahead.
pin on my other question for you, and then we're gonna take this question.
All right.
How should a mother balance themselves by not being with the father of the kids if she has another man in the home raising the kids?
How should a mother balance themselves by not being with the father of the kids, and she has another man in the home raising? Ooh, wee. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you dig on that one. I'm
Um,
gonna let you dig on that one. Ooh, that's a good one.
this is one of the things that I would say. Because I was that child. So my father wasn't, he and my mom were not together. My dad lived in another state, and my mom remarried. And my stepdad, I mean, he's not a stepdad, he's just my, I always say I just have a lot of dads.
Shout out, brother Raj, man.
Shout out to brother Raj. And but he came into our lives and just picked up and was really active in raising us. I think the key of it is there is no limit on love that a child could have. So that means if the child has more individuals in their life loving them and helping them to have principles, you want to make space for all of it, and you always leave space for that biological parent as well. So I have space for a relationship with my dad, but in the home, brother Raj was the father of that home, and he was in essence my father every day. He was in that role, and there was just space made for all of it, and so now mind you, the father of the child is not the father of that home.
Oh Lord.
So it has to be understood that when the threshold of that home begins, the jurisdiction of that biological father actually stops, even though he's definitely welcome to influence and have a relationship with the child. It does not give him a place over that home, and so having the balance of the difference between this, you are definitely the father of this child. That does not give you any jurisdiction as far as the home is concerned, and making those distinctions helps the mom to balance, because you only have one husband. You have to coordinate with the father of your child, and you have to co-parent there, but you have to co-do life with your husband, and so ultimately the children in that home have to also be able to, so it's his value system that's going to pour into those children, probably most of the time, because he's there.
Those situations take strong boundary setting.
Really, it really does.
Yeah.
But within the boundaries, there is the safety, because that's one thing I could say. My dad is my dad, but he never tried to run Brother Rogers' house. And that's one thing I could say that I always saw on the side of my dad. My daddy he's very respectful of Brother Raj, and very, like, he takes a real thankful posture towards Brother Raj. He never he never had that type of energy of like of trying to encroach upon that. He's whenever he could, I could tell that my dad has a lot of respect for Brother Rogers.
That's the word that was coming to. That's a major form of respect.
Yeah, absolutely. Has a lot of respect. And that, I think that also made us as children feel comfortable with the relationship we had with Brother Rogers, because we don't never feel like we stepping on our daddy's toes, So it all works together.
Shout out to Brother Raj and your pops on that, man. That's a beautiful. That's healthy.
Absolutely.
Healthy.
My dad, I told you how my daddy do. He like, hey, how Brother Roger doing? My daddy calls Brother Roger Brother Roger.
Sister Shadana said, y'all drop some hearts on that response. That was a meaty response right there. Drop some hearts for that young lady, please. We need to understand that La Familia is ministry as well. Yes, indeed.
Hey, man, the most important one. I always say healthy individuals contribute to healthy families contribute to healthy churches contribute to healthy communities, healthy nation, healthy nations, healthy world.
And look, y'all, no matter how much you all see me and this woman doing, and we do a lot of things, a lot of places, with a lot of people, and a lot of churches, and a lot of ministries, and a lot of programs, we always keep family number one over everything. And to me personally, I don't feel, and this is just my personal values. Again, I don't press my values on anybody else. I'm the husband and the priest of my own personal home. But if things are not taken care of in a home, I personally don't feel that anything done outside of the home is pleasing to God, if my home is undone. And those are the values that we live by, because we believe that that's how Christ made it. That's our interpretation of the word, and that's what we stand on, and we believe it's the family comes before anything else. Everything that you see given or poured from any of us is just an overflow of what's going on in the house.
And also, too, I'd say this. TD Jake said it best. You have to put your investments. You have to know where to put your investments. So, which, of course, I'm not going to say the pleasure, but I had the experience of having to, during our marriage, be in the hospital bed. And one of the things is you have to think about it. When I'm laying in that bed, whether it's at the end of life or somewhere in the middle of my life, who's going to be standing around that?
That's deep.
And at the end of the day, I remember whenever I had surgery, and I could name the people. I had people, and it was from a lot of like churches that I served, people who sent me flowers. I had people who came through and visited, people who came and sat with me. But for the most part, out of most of that time, it was this man, right? I'm pointing the wrong way. Sorry, y'all. It was
Other way.
It was this
There you go.
man. It was this man.
Hold on. Let me
here.
edit that. Let me edit that out real quick. So we live, man. Roll with it, man.
It was this man who was, on my bedside, helping me to the bathroom. I mean, shower, all that stuff, when I couldn't barely move and do all that stuff myself.
Oh, it was real.
So, yes. And so when you think of it like that, you have to put your investments there, because that's going to be your first ministry. So I have another question though, babe.
All right, we're going to get back to the questions. And I see all y'all questions. We coming right back. What's happening, man?
Okay. So, I see a long top comment, so we'll go back to it. But I just wanted to ask you, because you said that the best part of being a father was like being able to like see that younger version of yourself and do things to, to heal, to be able to give him what he needs, to nurture him. What are some of the things that you had to heal in order to be an effective father?
Now she going therapist on me. I feel that I can rock with that. She didn't put the hat on me. Look, let's go there.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Last night you gave me some advice. I just had to, since we on the mile, I thought I had to pick it back up a little bit.
What are some things that I had to heal? Ooh, anger issues, rejection issues.
Ooh, good stuff.
I think those were the major two.
Yeah.
I can say them off the top of my head. Those were the major two: anger and rejection.
Oh, that's huge.
Anger and rejection. It's, how can I say this? When it comes to the anger, which is a result of rejection issues, when we go through a lot of trauma, a lot of things that we deem as normal has to get undone. It has to get undone. So thankfully, I had a lovely in-home therapist.
I wonder who that is.
Look, that was able to help me through a lot of things. And look, y'all, let me tell y'all this real quick. You see this woman who just be smiling and laughing. Y'all don't get it twisted. She's a whole boot camp specialist out here. Like you ever watch? Let me explain it. You ever watch the movie Beauty and the Beast? Like this woman literally had to look me in the face and was like, "I love you, but yeah, that is not normal. We're gonna have to work on that. We're gonna have to work on that." In so many other words, but having somebody that love you and you trust them enough in those areas to where they can tell you the truth about those deep issues that you have and also help you walk through them. Yeah, anger and rejection. Anger and rejection.
Nice.
Look, I could say that without even thinking about it. Anger and rejection. And the anger was the result of
rejection. Big time. So let's go back to Sister Katina's comment.
Let me go back.
Okay.
And
I have it right here, so that's why I'm looking down as well. Looking at it from the 10-year-old me, when my parents split, it was rough. I had a brother 2 years behind me, so hearing him in school saying daddy did this and daddy cooked me breakfast or anything like that broke me. So when the parents split, I don't know if they thinking about the kids or what they going through. My grades went down and everything. I was an honor roll student at the time. And even though it was my dad's fault, I didn't love him any less. Now that's good. I just want to point out too, because I always say this as far as teachers, but this could be for anybody. But in the sense of teachers and children going into school, I always say this: if you have, your home, your parents is your stability. That's literally all you know for survival. all
Mm-hmm.
right, for survival when you come into this world and you see that stability going away, you see your parents splitting. A split can be hard for adult children, okay?
Right.
So when you have a split happening between parents and this child is not knowing what their world is going to look like, how in the world can they do 1 + 1 = 2?
Right.
You know, and a lot of teachers miss that children who are going through these emotional changes, they worried about survival comes before excelling and academic stuff, you know. And so they in survival mode when those things are happening, and so a lot of times you do see children suffer with that, you know.
So my question to you, because this is going to help a lot of people, what do you recommend to those parents who kids are facing that and they are in the school system? What resources would you give those parents dealing with that?
Calm the waves. That's what I always tell parents to do. Always think of everything being emotional first. So that means that when I see my kid acting out, I'm thinking about what emotions are causing them to act out. When I see my kid having trouble with grades, I'm thinking about what emotion is causing them to have trouble with grades. If I see my kid stressed out, anxious, and worrying too much about grades, I'm thinking about the emotion that's causing them to do that. And so if I start to speak to the emotion first, then some of those behaviors will actually settle. But if I go to the behavior first, let's see how we could get your grades. We're going to get you in tutoring. We're going to get you in this. We're going to spank your butt so you can sit down. We're going to put you in detention. We're going to do this. If I do that first, then I'm actually missing what we call the drivers to those behaviors, because you have an emotion underneath all of that. And so the best advice I could give to anybody is see about your kid's emotional state first before you start to try to change behaviors and patterns and all of those things. Like, go to
Now,
the how are you feeling? Start teach your children early to have a language. And what I mean, even with calm the waves, a child could be having a whole tantrum. Before you try to make them stop having a tantrum, make them calm down. So I always tell parents, you get on the floor, get nose to nose with your child and say, hey, calm down, breathe. But if you screaming at them, that's not helping, you know. So a lot of times, calm the waves first. That's it. Calm the waves.
what I'm thinking about, like in our personal home,
Whoa. I just saw her comment. Sister Katina, that's deep. We're gonna get there.
with the way we dealt with Zeke and just watching him grow up over the years and using those practices. You remember the night he came in the room and he
Hmm.
set us
Oh,
down.
he called a meeting.
Yeah, hey, it blew our mind. Like, but we nurtured him in a space to where he had freedom to breathe and the freedom to talk. Now, this is what the reason I'm saying that, because we talking to our brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Our bro. So hey, so I got to keep it real. You know, I let you do the counseling, but you know I got to keep it real, baby. Now we're gonna talk to y'all about what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
When you giving your child space to be able to express their emotions, talk about that for a minute. I'm gonna let you explain that part, because the systems that we used to,
Well, yeah,
you
we
open
had
your mouth and
conditions
say
on
something.
how you express your emotions. Like, you can express your emotions, but don't say that. But and then, well, and here's the thing. So if you're gonna allow your children, or anybody, let's put this out there, anybody, but children for sure, if you want to give them the space to express their emotions, I always say everything has to be okay. Like, literally, like, okay, so let's take me in a counseling session. I might have a little 8-year-old come to me and they like, okay, Miss Bree, I need to tell you this story. And then they look at me and they're like, can I say it how I want to say it? And I'm like, okay, say it how you want to say it. Uh yeah, my mama told my daddy, F you, and then, and then they start to curse or something like that. But in in that moment, they need a safe space to just express. Like, I saw it was a video too where the little boy said he was being bullied, and the mom and he was like, "Can I say it how I really want to say it?" And then he started cursing and everything. But and of course, it doesn't have to be that extreme. You could set those boundaries with your kid; they can't say curse words. But in the big scheme of things, what I mean is when a child is expressing themselves to you in that moment, what they're saying has to be okay. It's more important for you to take in the information, because in one split second, if you make them feel wrong about what they're saying, they're actually going to equate that to the fact that just they're talking. So they're not thinking of, oh, I just said something wrong. They're just saying the fact that I'm talking is wrong. And
Which
so they're going to
my
withdraw.
feelings are bad.
My feelings are bad. Absolutely. So whenever you create that safe space, and you could actually set a boundary to say, okay, we're creating this safe space for you to talk. Okay. But you could also say when that time begins and when that time ends, to where you could say, okay, our safe space time is over with. As a mom, as a dad, I'm worried about that you want to go beat up your friend, but I understand why you want to go beat up, well, the bully, not your friend. I understand why you want to go beat up the bully, but I'm concerned about beating up the bully, and then you could talk about it, but you have to let them get it out, and you have to just be like, okay, I hear you, because that makes all the difference. If they don't feel heard, now they have to go grapple and wrestle with that stuff on their own.
Now tell me this. If I can't do that with my spouse, how successful will I be trying to do that with my kid?
It's different. I would say this. It could go either way. So you have some people may find it easier with kids. Some people may find it easier with their spouse. It all goes back to your value system. So say for instance, if you find it hard to do with your kids, then you may have to close that gap, because some people have the hierarchy that some people still believe that kids are just property, that kids too young to have feelings. Like, your kid have a bad day. Well, how your day was bad? I had to go to work and I had to do this and I had to do that. And you don't even know bullying and all that stuff is emotionally taxing on a kid. I don't care if how old they are. Those things really affect them. So you may have to check your value system if you can't handle the emotions of your kids. Some people, they great with listening to kids because they heart breaks for kids. They see kids as innocent and small and, not being able to defend themselves. So they really open their heart. But when it's another adult, they have less of that, because they look at, they may look at that adult and be like, well, I overcame it, so you could overcome, so you have to really go back to your own values and beliefs about it.
I'm asking these specific questions for a purpose, because it's Father's Day. So us brothers have the responsibility of creating that space for not only the children, but the spouse as well.
Yes.
So
Now
brothers,
let me interject though, because being that it is Father's Day, I would also like to say to my ladies out there that is also important in turn for you to create a safe space for the emotions of a man, and to understand the differences in the expressions of those emotions. Because now you know me, and you know me quite well.
hold on, let me get the tissue. Hold on. Look, hold on. Let me go bring the tissues upstairs, man. Look, yes, I do know you very well, man.
You know me quite well. And it took me a while to learn the differences in expressions of feelings. So me personally, I could go to you and say, hey babe, when you said that, I felt very sad. Hey babe, when this happened, I felt scared. Hey babe, when this happened, I could be, me, I could be in the middle of a conversation and be like, babe, I need a timeout. I'm starting to feel a little agitated. I'm starting to get upset, babe. I wasn't upset before, but I'm starting to feel myself get upset now. I need a timeout. So we have language. Women have language for our feelings. We have the space to give that language. Men may not express in the same way, So I had to learn, and I'm still learning how to make space, not only for the emotions of a man, but for the different expressions of those emotions.
Mm-hmm.
And
Ladies,
guess what? That has to be done, because if you have a son, then the man child is not going to have and learn proper
look,
expression.
you know that used to be my favorite saying. I'm like, it's gonna be a lot different when you're dealing with a boy and when you're dealing with a girl. It's a total different. It's a total different arena, completely different arena. Let's get
Mhm.
back to this. Sister Shadana says a lot of men deal with that, and because they have not healed, they left the home and have become unfit fathers. Ooh.
Ooh wee.
See, when you're trying to handle, as a man, when you're trying to handle all these issues and you haven't done the work as far as intentional healing, everything around you gonna trigger you non-stop all day long.
Oof.
E- Every single thing that takes place, if look, if I'm not healed, if I got wounds from childhood or the past, now my wife don't have room to talk. If my wife don't have room to talk, now she's in a situation where she feel crammed up. Now when the kids going through this, the only thing I know to do is holler and tell everybody shut up and sit down, and you walking around, and then it's going to eventually get to a point to where everything implodes and you got to get out of there.
And also, too, babe, men also deal with the reintegration of the rib.
Break that down, and I'll give, being as though is the real being placed in me. I'm gonna tell you what I think about your comment. Go ahead. Let me see what you got.
Okay. So whenever we know that when God made Adam, Adam was self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
He everything that he needed was within him. But God saw fit to take woman out of him, because maybe because God, I think it's just twofold. God wanted to give Adam companionship outside of himself. And I think he wanted to teach him to live past self-sufficiency. And
Mm-hmm.
so what happened was, I'm going to take this rib and put it outside of you in somebody else, but I want you to reintegrate it back into your operation. I want you to bring that rib back into yourself. I want you to reunite with that rib.
Mm-hmm.
But by way of another person attached to it. So in her is you, but you have to also reintegrate those other parts of her. I feel like what rejection does is, when a man deals with rejection, going to Pastor Shadana's comment,
Mm-hmm.
when they feel rejection or when they feel the discomfort of that process, it's easy to go back to the place of self-sufficiency,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they were already created, so to speak, as a lone wolf. Men are not as relational as women, because we were taken out of y'all. Our God made it to where our whole being craves companionship and connection.
Mm-hmm.
Now I believe that men inherently have the same need, but it's different.
Yeah.
It's very, very, very different. And so whenever a man is rejected, I think it just sends it I think there's something in his mind and his emotions that's like, okay, I'm rejected. That means this companionship and connection thing ain't working for me. I'm out. Let me go do this on my own. You know. Um, oh wow. Come on, brother Rod.
I mean, brother Ryan. I mean, if you want to go and step in there, pops. I mean, you're more than welcome. I was just listening before I made my comment, but pops didn't made his claim. What do you feel about that?
Oh no, that's true. I because remember, this reintegration process has to do with healing on both parts.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got to look at it. If the woman was taken out of the man, that means she was ripped from her place of comfort
Mm-hmm.
in creation. You know what I'm saying? So we were not made to be self-sufficient. We were connected. Before we were pulled out of y'all, we were connected
So,
to y'all. So everything in us wants to reconnect.
so let's dig in this. So
Now, mind y'all, this is me exploring thought and theoretical. Don't come for me.
No. This is some good conversation. This is some good conversation. Sister Shadana said this: the first heartbreak was he was alone. Ooh,
Yes.
ooh, that's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Loneliness.
Mm-hmm. Hold up, hold on. I'm sliding through, y'all. Let me see these comments, man.
Yeah, because Sister Katina had a deep one that I felt like we could, that was my whole video yesterday.
Yes, indeed. She says I'm gonna have to hire y'all to come sit on the couch and break the teenage me because y'all get and understand what we have been through.
Look.
So let's stay on this for a minute. So, is that hard to swallow for a woman, knowing that a man is self sufficient? How does that make a woman feel? This is me just asking questions. Y'all can comment too, man. We exploring. Look,
it depends.
exploring.
It depends. It depends. Now, let me say this. Deep down inside, I really do think that women ultimately want men to desire us as deeply as we desire them.
You're putting up what I'm putting out. You picking up what I'm putting out, man. So go ahead. Finish, man.
But at the same time, we want security, and security requires a man to have a certain level of self-sufficiency. I think emotionally we have to reconcile those two things. We have to reconcile our deep desire to be desired, and then we also have to reconcile that a man cannot provide security if he needs you in the same way that you need him. It has to be, Keon Henderson talks about this. He said, if we up here and we touching up like that, he said, we're unbalanced, because if one person moves, the other person falls. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, if we straightforward going against each other, then we striving against each other. But if we holding hands, like in the end, we both standing on our feet. Because mind you, help meet means that the woman had a certain sufficiency in herself as well. That means all the man's capabilities she had, she was a help meet. It was a match. It means she was a match for him. So, yeah, go ahead, babe. I see you.
This is just me.
Okay.
But I think all of the issues and all of the books that have been written on marriage and all of the breakdown of the ribs and figuring out who needs who more, I think all of it is confusion and God just trying to get us to understand that we are one.
Yeah. Or now, let me also say this.
Hey, hold on. Let's think about it for a second.
Okay, because I was gonna say becoming one can be a lifelong process. I mean, not a lifelong, but it's a,
I'm about to go in it for a second. We spend so much time trying to figure out who needs who more, who's more sufficient, and all these other things that pride keeps us bound by. But the more and more I understand that we are one, it seems like all those little issues start to go out the window.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Come on with it.
What do you think about this trendy stuff about the whole table analogy?
Break that down, because I don't be into I don't. Go ahead, break it down.
It's crazy. What they saying, the woman got to bring something to the table, the man build the table, and this table and that table stuff.
Again, it all goes back. If you pick,
I'd be like, what if we don't have a table? Can I live under the roof with you? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Hey, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, just type I hear you. All of those different issues that come about, like I said, in all of the books that are written, once we understand we are one, we'll learn how to function together. If the rib came out of me and that's a part of me, then that is me.
Yeah.
But if I'm still in the self-sufficient and I don't need no woman, I don't need, but you're still seeing it as an outer extension of yourself. You're not seeing it as that is part of me, and I need all parts of me.
Now, question:
Mm-hmm. Let's talk.
what would you tell a young man, a single man, who is in that part, like the mindset of like, I have to have all of this already before I even invite a woman into my life? What, how would you instruct him to posture himself to be ready for that level of oneness?
You said a man that believes he has to pretty much have his whole life together before he can think
Mm-hmm.
about it. Let me scan that to see if I even fully believe that. No, I don't believe that. I
So
don't.
how would you get him out of that mindset? What would you tell him is the real preparation for marriage? And like I say, that level of oneness with somebody.
Number one, I would ask him the question: what type of woman is he looking for? What type of wife looking?
Mm.
Because, man, I don't want to even cross into that lane, because that is gonna distinguish whether you gotta have everything together, whether you're gonna need a six-figure job, a home, some rental properties, and money in the bank and investment. It all depends on what woman, and I believe that that's the greatest decision any man has to make, choosing what type of woman you're gonna choose to build for the rest of your life. That's one of the greatest decisions a man has to make. So that's my first question to him. When you looking for a woman, what type of woman are you looking for? In the first 2 minutes of his answer, I'm already know if he has an understanding or if he heading straight for destruction.
Okay.
Hmm.
So
So
I have
fella,
a
look, take it from Humbreezy. When you're in preparation looking for a woman, make sure your woman is God fearing and the qualities you are looking for are not shallow, because them shallow qualities will kill you. That's word to my mother.
word to your mother.
Like I gotta speak to my brothers out there. They understand this language. They know what I'm talking about. I can get private, but I'm gonna speak to them because they know what time it is, and it's very serious when you're making that choice. That choice gonna either make you and allow you to become, and that's the beauty of it too. You see, when you're dealing with, what can I use? The group of, let me politically correct this thing. When you're dealing with shallow women, I'll just use that as a word, so there's no name calling and all that other stuff. They're gonna push you to become some things too, but
Yeah,
it's gonna be for unhealthy, wrong reasons.
right.
Because I don't want to give my brothers the impression that when you go after a God fearing woman, that woman is not gonna push you. Matter of fact, that God fearing woman is gonna push you harder and in deeper ways than a shallow woman would. A shallow woman is pretty much easy. If you keep the money running, you good. As long as you got money, you can keep them satisfied. To me, that's not hard. You just gonna know you're gonna be working, and if the money dries up, you're done. That's not too hard. But that God fearing woman, she gonna make you. You're gonna be forced to deal with every issue. You're gonna have to stand on everything that you say you are. Not only that, she's not gonna allow you to settle and not become everything that God called you to be.
Mm,
So choosing a godly woman is much harder. But it's all about if you really trying to be a man or you're not. It's easy.
mm.
It's easy with a shallow woman. It's very easy. Keep the money straight, you quiet. You good?
Babe, I like how you look directly into the camera when you're saying that.
What you mean?
Your serious face.
I mean, hey, I'm speaking from a place of healing from making some very tough decisions.
I
So
know.
I gotta give it to my brothers real, because those decisions can they cost.
My husband is a solid dude. I'm telling you. He'll look right in that camera and tell you how it is. I like that.
Look, I just be chilling. Let me see. Brother Raj says, hold on, let's go back to Sister Shadan. Hold on. In a
Okay.
marriage, we both have a part to play when it's time. I have your back and I have yours. It's simple. Apparently. Bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that goes back to that oneness.
I would say this too. Like whenever you're talking about oneness, I feel like there's a lot that goes on in society that pits women and men against each other.
Everything.
And it brings division,
Everything.
yeah, in between us. And it is like, we have to be careful not to fall into those patterns because, like you said, it really is about us. As opposed to me trying to squeeze out of you everything that I want, you trying to squeeze out of me everything that you want, and then us bashing each other in the process, as
Mm.
opposed to us being a team and both trying to support each other, like you said, and being everything that God called us to be in this earth. It's just a difference. But everything in the world is kind of is making us how in some cases people go through those issues where your immune system start attacking your body, your own immune system starts attacking you, and that's what's happening, is making us attack ourselves. And I that's why I appreciate so much of what you're saying, because that mindset just changes the game on the plans of the enemy.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, 100%.
Marriage is supposed to unfold the mystery of Christ and the church. Sacrifice for the bride brings a response. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Amen.
Hey, but it's who as a man, it's crazy how it works, brother Raj. The everything that the world teaches us that a man is has to come down in order to love your wife like Christ loved the church. Everything that they teach us is manhood.
Now,
That
what are some of those things, huh?
you do what I say, when I say, how I say. Everything that they teach us the rah. And nah, when you can serve, look, when you can bridle your tongue, when you can keep your voice restrained, when you can only say those things that uplift. Oh, now you're a man then. When you can keep yourself under control when there's 1,000 women out there, that's when you're really a man. Not when I can get the money, get the dough, get the women. Now when you self-control, that's when you know. But again, the whole world, if I get all the money, if I got all the flashiness, if I got the flyest car, if I got the best job, if I all of these things that teach us that makes you a man, and it's, I'm sorry to say it, you can have all the money in the world and it'll make you a man. Show me a man that's got self-control. I'm gonna
Mm.
shake his hand. I'm serious. Like, show me a man that got self-control, and then I can shake his hand. Because that's a man. That's a man. Mm-hmm.
Um, when did you know that you had crossed over into a different level of manhood?
Hmm. We talking about in marriage?
No, in life. And I know you probably could think back to this because you're very intentional,
Mm-hmm.
as far as in your manhood, how you express it, how all of those things. When did you know that you had crossed over, especially into being the type of man that you really saw yourself being?
When did I know? I honestly, I think that goes back to the whole healing aspect. When I knew that if I didn't make the decision to start healing these issues, that I was gonna live in a cycle for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's passed as a man, whatever's passed down, and whatever you inherit from your family, you have to make a decision. Oh, I promise. Yeah, it's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, we in line. As as men, we all know those things that we inherit from our family,
Mm-hmm.
from mama, daddy, grandma. All the the crossroad in every man's life, he has to make a decision. Do I keep the family name on my back, or do I let go of all of this and become who God called me to be? So
Mm.
that is the true first manly intentional decision you making to die right there. Because again, everything we taught is my name, my family name, my name. Your name is all you got. Your name, your ego, your empire you build. But to look at all that stuff in front of you and know that's nothing as far as manhood, and say, I am a broken man. There's a lot of issues that are attached to me, and I have to make the conscious decision to go in a whole nother direction. That's the real decision of manhood. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Next question.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna let you go through some comments. Then I have another question.
Okay. A real woman knows how to be there, and a real man knows how to be there. And when God is in the center, it works together for the good. Having each other's back is key, period. Yeah, that's bottom line.
Yes, 100%.
Two broken pieces make a whole heart. I like that one. I like that one. Man, y'all got me into this topic. I forgot I had beans on and they were burning. I had to run downstairs. Oh.
Sorry about the beans, sis.
Don't
We owe you
burn
some
the
beans. We
beans.
owe
Look
Sister
in there, look
Katina
at
some
in there, look
beans.
at Cajun beans now. Just say they Cajun. Anything you burn, just say it's Cajun, man. You good.
They be putting us out there bad, man.
Shout out to White, man. We see you, man. What's the next question, man?
Next question. What's the hardest part of fatherhood? So you told me the easiest or the best part. What is the hardest part? Them trenches.
The hardest part of fatherhood. Breaking the curse of control.
Ooh, wow. I was not expecting that, babe. Tell me about that. Unpack that. Unpack it. I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Now, other people may not know me, but you know me.
Yes, I do.
Which level of it should I talk about it? Should I talk about it in a control level, or should I talk about it in the witchcraft level? Which one should I give? It's up to you.
Well, let's go practical first. Let's go practical of the control
All right.
level. Yeah.
We keeping it.
And then maybe we'll go into the witchcraft, but let's start at the top level so the people could understand what it might look like.
All right. It goes back to what you talked about. Having certain ideals and certain images you would like your child to follow. Uh, certain behaviors, certain characteristics, all of the above, and making a decision not to control them is one of the hardest things to do. Because as men, fathers, and husbands, we feel less of a man if things are not being done the exact way that we would want them. But you definitely have to go through a lot of healing in order to be able to give space and room for your loved ones to be who they are, not not only be who they are, but to be able to make mistakes, uh, and give them room to grow, and that's hard for a man.
You helping somebody.
Look, it's very hard because we're protectors.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard to watch our wives or our children make mistakes. But if I'm taking away the space for you all to grow, there's no other result but to say I'm controlling y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Is no other way for that to not take place outside of me just saying, when I tell you to do this, when I tell you to do this, when I tell you to do this, you need to do it exactly. And a lot of men suffer from running the house like that, even under the guise of that's how God wanted to be. And I don't want to go into the area of when I start using that word to control.
Well, now now you can go into how it connects to witchcraft, because remember, and just to simplify it for people, because people hear witchcraft, and a lot of people
Manipulate.
hear so many different things when they hear that word. If I would simplify it for y'all, if we want to talk about what witchcraft is, witchcraft equals flesh power.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that I'm
Intimidation,
using, huh?
intimidation, fear,
Yeah. Yep.
manipulation.
So that means I'm imposing the power in the that I have within my flesh on somebody else. And that power, like you say, can be used through um intimidation, manipulation, flattery, all of those things. So you have to understand, whenever we talk about witchcraft, so many people go all the way to the card reading and the burning candles and the this and the that and the this and the that. No, witchcraft is basically using your flesh, the power that is in your flesh, whatever je ne sais quoi that you have in your flesh, to impose your will on
Can
somebody
I give
else.
an example of witchcraft?
Yeah, sure.
So scenario A, um, my wife likes to do something and I may not like her doing it. Witchcraft is not going get a, like I said, get a candle and all that, even though that's what it is. Me just saying this one phrase, you do that and see what happens. Witchcraft.
Mm-hmm.
That one phrase, you do that and see what happens. That right there, that's enough. That's enough.
Yep. Well, because you let the blanks to fill in. I used to make people laugh when I was growing up. I used to say I would I would lie to my friends by telling the truth. I would lie to my friends by telling the truth. So of course, y'all know I was a church girl. I grew up in church, had never done nothing. So when my friends all getting together, they talking about who was who was their first kiss and the boy that they kissed and everything. And they get to me and they like, Brianna, who you kissed? And I'm like, I never kissed a boy before. And then I just kind of chuckle after that. And now I'm telling the truth, okay? But I just chuckle. And then when I chuckle after that,
What you laughing for?
they like,
What you
oh, you
laughing?
lied. You lied. Brianna kissed the boy. Yeah, Brianna kissed the boy. She lied. Now, mind you, I want you to believe that I did kiss the boy, but I'm telling you the truth. And I never have kissed a boy before. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I never kissed nobody before. I'm, again, church girl. Ain't none of that going on. So, but I don't want to be the eyeball out, having never kissed a boy. So I tell you the truth, and then I just chuckle. And then
Look,
they
I
like, and they
like you said,
believe in something. That's witchcraft. That's I manipulated you.
manipulation.
But here's the crazy thing. I was not lying. I lied. I always say I lied to them by telling them the truth.
Hmm.
You know,
And look, we discussing these things when it comes to the family, like, but but y'all believe you me. Me and this woman have been given some assignments that are really heavy, uh, and God graced us to walk through it,
mhm.
and He graced us uh to be able to translate and relay a lot of these messages to the people. So I hope y'all getting ready, because like this is we going full force in the things that God called us to do, and we're gonna stand on the principles and the things that He's shown us. We're gonna stand on the principles we live by, and we're not gonna be afraid of man, because the truth has to be told. Just like with the book that's coming out, The Church That Hails. Make sure y'all get ready to get that.
Get ready for this book, y'all.
It's a lot of things that's discussed in that, but it's a lot of things that have to get talked about. And look, one thing's for certain, and two things for sure. When you have to deal with topics, and you have to deal with structures and systems and thought processes, and look, ingrained ways, it's not an easy task. But if God grace you for it, it's gonna get done. It's gonna get done.
Mm.
Look, learning something new every day. What up, Auntie? I see you on there. I love the fact that y'all live in y'all truth. Definitely. Definitely.
Oh yes.
Look,
Look, ain't no other way.
I got a question for you. Ooh.
Okay. Come on, sir.
How hard was it uh dealing with being a mother of a child that you didn't give birth to?
Oh man.
Look, we didn't enter level 2 of the questions. Huh? Ooh.
Just go ahead and throw that one out there. Why not? Why don't you?
Hey, this is in the art of these things. You got to hit them before they hit you. That's how I am as a fighter too. You got to hit them before they hit you. And before she hit me with it, I got to hit her with it. You hear me?
I got you. Touche. Here's the thing. Whenever you talk about that, there are hard parts and easy parts, in a sense. So there are some easy parts because you don't necessarily have that initial soul tied to the child. It's like is a part of you that's still seeing it outside of a lot of emotions. So I could it's certain things that he might come in and talk to me about, and that he'll say that I don't have that deep inner need for Zeke to be like this or Zeke to be like that, so I'm coming from that position of learning Zeke and taking him in as who he is.
Yeah.
So that makes it easy, because it's like you an inside party and an outside party at the same time. And so if you learn to lean into that, it actually helps your relationship with the child. The other part, on the flip side of it,
I like that. I like that.
On the flip side of it, it can be difficult because, again, the same things that make it easier can make it hard, because you don't have, because say you and the child don't have a natural bond, you're actually working to build something.
Yeah.
And so one of the things that I had to do was I had to pull my own coattail, in a sense, because I always looked at it like, okay, God gave me a bonus dad who came in and really treated me like I was his own. And so
shout out
when
Brother
I
Raj
came
again,
in,
man. Brother Raj is the bomb, man. I ain't even gonna front though.
Father's Day, shout out to Brother Raj, man. Brother Raj
your
is a rock
husband.
star.
I don't speak it if I don't believe it. You know I'm.
Yes.
They don't know that part, but you know that part. Nah, shout out Brother Raj.
Brother Raj is definitely a rock star. So, well, he set the tone. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, honestly, my brother did the same thing in his life. So whenever I came into that situation, it was like, okay, I'm gonna treat this child like my own. Okay. However, I had to pull my own coattail, because I had to say, wait, I have to allow him to have a part in it. And so I had to slow down. And before I could jump into the role that was ideal for me, I had to just be Miss Bree and then start to nurture that relationship up to a certain point,
Yeah.
up to that point. And so that was difficult, because a lot, when a child comes out of you, and you still have to build and work on that relationship, but that you have that natural bond that where that child is automatically just drawn to you.
Yeah.
And you have to steward it well. In this case, that child is not drawn to you. They don't know you. So you have to get to know that child. You have to show the child that you're safe, and so that's difficult. And then also too, I had to also learn, because not yet, we almost in that season, but I, up to this point, I haven't had a natural child of my own. So I had to check myself not to put the weight of that on Zeke, not to put the weight of what I desired on Zeke.
Yeah.
That desire had to be on God. And I had to learn that God put me in Zeke's life for a reason. And I had to seek God. And even here more recently, within the last year and a half, I had been seeking God, 111 on the call, but I had been seeking God and asking him, okay, God, you put me in Zeke's in life for a reason. What is my purpose? What specifically do you want me to do in his life? And that's whenever the game started to change,
And look, shout out to her. Like last night, we was in a marriage empowerment
Empowerment.
class, and y'all, look, I straight up did my. Look, when it came my turn, they was like, what does she do?" Or what was the question? They was like,
When you feel most loved by me.
"Oh," and then I'm like, me, I gotta keep it G, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, praise God, but I gotta keep it G, man. I gotta keep it G. So when it comes around to me, I'm like, man, all y'all brothers, y'all doing all that crying. I'm like, man, I'm gonna cry when I get in the car, man. Y'all tripping in here, man. And then when it got to me, they asked the question to me, and then I like to do my pondering, looking around, and I'm like, and then when I thought to myself, the way that she loves Zeke, man, y'all, if y'all would have saw my head hit the ground, I was so I had my moment in the marriage empowerment, but I'm serious though. Any of y'all who have kids and had them previously before you with the person that you with, then y'all know when those situations can be rough. And not even going into detail, my wife didn't had to ride through some things. And if anybody out there knows what it is to have a child with someone else, y'all know that those things get interesting. So to watch her gracefully walk through that and show Zeke that type of love, oh y'all, I hit the floor. I was like, get the sheet. I'm out of here. Ooh, wow. Look. So I was done last night, y'all. Hey, I'm laughing, but y'all know I'm serious. Look, I'm gonna cry when I get in the car. Man, they got that lint coming from the ceiling. What is that going on up here? Nah, but I'm serious, y'all. Like watching that woman love Zeke, that right there is a killer, y'all. That's something different, man. Look, they laughing at me. Y'all know I'm a clown. She has a sweet spirit. Salute, sis. Yes,
Love
Lord.
you, sis.
Yes, Lord. What you got for me next, man? Y'all
Well,
got any questions for us or comments? We're gonna take a few before we get off. Enjoy this. Jojo, you better not do that right now, sir. I'm
yeah,
recording.
Jojo have his part. Jojo gonna say something.
I'm recording right now, sir. You gotta wait. Just wait. All right. He hear your voice. That's why he tripping.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got any questions or comments? Look, we're gonna take a few more. Hold on one second. Hold on, I'm going to get the bell. Hold on, y'all.
Yo, we have a very spoiled fur baby. who he likes to cut up and do his thing. So he's probably getting evicted right now. But yeah, y'all put some questions down there. We would love, even just about us or for us, we would love to see what y'all have to say. And Sister Katina, I just, you gonna have to do a mile with him, do the show one day, because some of the things I saw about your story are powerful. I know that that's gonna help somebody. But yeah, babe. So okay, so I need another question for you, right?
I put your son out. He's out. He's gonna stay
That's
for a
what I
while.
told him, that JoJo was probably in the process of getting evicted.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone right now. What you got for me? What you got for me?
Um, hmm. This one has to be a good one. It's the last one, so it has to be the good one.
I had to hit you with the banger before we got out.
I know. I almost want to ask you, what was that process like for you? Because again, so I have to look at, I always, when it comes down to things with parenting, I always calculate things by how bad I want a child naturally, so I think of how bad I want that, and then I think and then I calculate that into certain things. So I think of like, okay, think of how bad I want a child now, and then I think of, okay, what if I had some kind of circumstances where that child was in my life, and then I had to entrust this child to another person, and the other
Side
parent.
note, Sister
Huh?
Shadana already going in prayer for you right now on a cool though. But go ahead.
Yeah, I already know. Put them prayers on it, sis, because I already know it's the season. It's the season. But I look at it, and so for you, and you were on the other side of this, where Zeke came from you, and you had to entrust him in the care of somebody that he did not come from, which is, that I know that's a process in itself. So what in the world did it take for you to be able to do that?
Whoo! Let's see.
Yeah, excuse my sniffles. It's cold in here.
When I'm recording, I gotta have it freezing. I'm sorry. um, I don't think. I don't think it was a trust factor. The hardest part was the fact that you were new at it.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't trust, it was patience.
Yeah.
It wasn't trust, because I would never bring Zeke around if I didn't trust you. So
Yeah.
trust wasn't an issue. It was God having to show me and really make me be able to see it from your side, as though, like, I love children. This is just my first time actually doing this. So there were being as though I was, what? How old was he? Was it 5, 6?
Six.
I was 6 years in the game, so it was like, and then how we rocked it out. So I was real heavy in the game. So I had to know that it's a lot of things you wouldn't be able to learn until the trial and error and the trial and error and the trial and error. So that was the hardest part. Backing up. Again, remember what we talked about, letting go of that control.
Yeah.
Not standing over you, where you need to talk to them like this, or you need to make sure this, or you need to make sure this, and just sitting back and letting you learn on your own as time goes by, and being there to encourage you to sit back and just allow you. And now you're I don't get into that. I'll just say she's a great mother, above and beyond. Look, above and beyond, plus some, all projects, all school outfits, screaming from the bleachers, every field trip, chaperone, look, outside throwing football, all of the above. And I'll just put it like that. So it
Let
was
me
it
ask,
wasn't it wasn't trust, it was patience.
got it. Let me ask this question. This is just an addendum question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what's the biggest difference with us in parenting style? And just a
Now,
style wise.
hey, now or back then? Ooh, that's a good question.
Ooh, I guess you could say now, because now I think I'm more settled in and I have more time. So like not like a bad thing of just more so style.
The difference in style is the differences that we are as in people. You're more of systematic, and I'm more of a flow.
Mm.
So you're more of a this is how you're gonna do it. This is the routine setting up the. I'm more of a see how it is, see what the day bringing, see how it's coming, see. So you know what you is if you do something this way, it's more of a this is how we do it. I'm more of a
This
I
is
might do something yesterday and today it might be a total different thing. So that's the biggest differences. You're
yeah.
more of a in a lines drawer, and I'm more of a I'm coloring in lines that's not even there type of. But that's who we are as people. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that is.
So it's a great balance though. It's a
Yes, it
great balance
is.
because you're very structural and I am too. But I'm more on the let's see what today brings in. Like, what are you feeling like at this moment and in the now? And
And I'm more like 12:05 lunchtime.
look, 7 o'clock. It's time for dinner. Look,
Yeah.
but I'm hungry at 6, man. Why we gotta wait till 7, man? Like, bro, like, so that's the biggest.
Okay,
That's the biggest
last.
difference.
This is my last question.
Hey, y'all, and
And
I'm serious. Look. I'm looking at the clock. The house smelling like food. This and that. She just on the couch watching TV, and I come downstairs, and I'm like, I go back upstairs, and I'm like, babe, what's going on? She look at the what? It's not 7 o'clock. Babe, I'm hungry right now, man. What's good?
hey,
She like,
he
it ain't
clowning
7
me, but
o'clock.
he's not lying. He's not lying.
I'm like, pull my stomach up there. I'm like, babe, I need food now, man. Now. And she really like, it's coming. It's coming. So yeah, man. But that's just you all day. That's you all day, man. What
Okay,
else you
so
got for me?
okay, this is the last one because um I want you to just I just want to ask you just for the people. I know I ask you
Did
this
y'all
all the
enjoy
time.
this on Father's Day, man? We improvising today. Did y'all enjoy this, man? I hope this brought some love and laughter and light to your life today, man. For real.
So, how do you see yourself fathering a daughter?
Oh, I'm gone. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. I'm gonna tell you right now, I am done. You are the full disciplinary. I ain't saying nothing but yeah. Off top, yeah. Look, yeah. Yeah, I already know if I have a daughter, she getting spoiled completely. That's it. I ain't even gonna try. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I mean, I'm honest. I'm being honest. Look, Zeke got it all. He got the Charles Spriggs military treatment. Like, if I have a daughter, I'm done. Oh, I'm done. I could just about imagine. Look, JoJo be down here getting cuddled, man. Just imagine, man. I'm finished, man.
Everybody say that it's so different. Everybody say that just the way that boys and girls are is different. Where they say boys take chances, they jump off of things, they kick things, they knock things over, and with girls, it's just it can be so different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which I
Look,
think that I would love to see you
I
father
tell
a
you this.
daughter.
I had a lot of preparation. So my soft side is you didn't pull it out. Look, I was whole triple OG when I met you. Didn't pull out all the soft side. So I don't think I have a problem when it comes to any of that. I'm
I
all
don't
for the
think
tea.
you will.
I'm all for the tea parties and all, man.
Nice.
Does anybody have anything? And look, shout out to all the prayers. My back is starting to finally take a curve and come around the mountain. So I thank God for everybody who prayed for me. Uh everybody who prayed for me in that situation. I went through it with my back from that car accident, but we starting to get a little better, man. And look, the wife had to be a nurse for me all through that time, so it was real. And y'all, it was serious. Like it wasn't one of those sympathy type of things. Nah, I was done, y'all. Like on the floor type of done.
The back said, as we see.
Bree got me for sure. See, I already know. She did me that, man. She did me the same thing. Believe I'm a victim, brother, right? I'm a victim. I'm a victim.
Do y'all need a support group? Y'all ready to tell y'all stories, surviving Bree?
I'm a victim. She got me. Now I cry. Don't even know why. Like, brother Rod, she got me, bro. That's all I can tell you. She got me, man. So look, y'all, we appreciate y'all. Drop some hearts if y'all enjoyed today. Share it with somebody. Look, tag somebody. We appreciate y'all rocking it out for us. And y'all gonna see us continually over and over. Before we get off of here, for those who may not know, tell them a little teeny bit. Give me a 1 minute plug on what's to come with the Church That Heals book that's coming out. Give me a 1 minute plug, man. What we got?
All right, Church That Heals. As you all know, you may not know, I wrote a book. Right now I'm in the process of finalizing and getting it published, but the book is basically on marrying emotional safety. Is giving the church strategy for how to become an emotionally safe place. And so within that book is not just reading the book, but you have exercises. I'm gonna have workshops, to do with it, to train leaders, to train churches in how to become an emotionally safe space, so that people can come in from all backgrounds, all walks of life, and the people who are already in can know that they can come to church and they could actually and the church can become what God called us. It said the name of the Lord is a strong tower, the righteous run into it and they are safe, And so just trying to find ways for us to reflect the character of Christ so that we could be that safe place for each other and for the world. And so, like I said, this is my second time saying it in 2 days. I'm saying it out of faith. I'm planning to launch on August the 26th. So you can tentatively mark your calendars for that date. Unless something goes like crazily wrong, that's the date that I'm planning to launch. I'm planning to have pre-orders rolling sometime in July. And y'all, this book is going to be powerful. I mean, it's going to be powerful. The Church That Heals. God actually changed the name of this book. I was calling the book something else, and then God just flipped the script on it. And so I believe it's about to touch a lot of people.
Word. Double that back there, dog. We love y'all. Y'all jam with us. Wait, what we got? One more comment. Please keep me posted on that. We got y'all, man. We got y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in with Humbreezy. Hold on. We love y'all. And look, tell y'all fathers y'all love them. We need all the love we can get, man. Y'all have a good night.
To my queens, I see y'all in a different way. It's more to y'all than posing pictures on your Facebook page. God giving power to uplift a man, to make a slave, speak life into our dreams, or tear us down and watch us fade away. Know y'all position, cause you're vital to the family structure, no replacing any mother. Careful how you treating love. Elegant, heaven sent etiquette is like no other. Her love is better than buttered biscuits right out the oven. Know who you are, don't let this world define. Shape or mold you, God's daughter, queen of nations. There's no box to ever hold you. Life creator, who protector, heaven sent. Love injector, backbone, best gift ever. Worth more than hidden treasure. I speak life, cause this world is trying to turn you cold. Replace that heart of stone with flesh. We need your love to make us whole. Take back your crown and hold us down. Together, we won't fold. Get back to love how God intended. Change to make this family.
Being alone, this life is tough. Said you gotta